All right. It's 6:38.
I can believe that.
We'll open the public hearing for the Board of Trustees of the Mill Townhouse Condominium Trust. The trust seeks to remove a condition of the comprehensive permit issued by the Town Templeton Board of Appeals requiring that 62 units of the condominium be subject to a 55 or over age restriction. The basis for the trust application is that the comprehensive permit age restriction is unlawful. Do we have someone here from the condominium trust?
We do. My name is Tom Ellsworth, and I'm the attorney for the trust. And the reason we're here tonight is, if you remember, we're hearing a couple of hearings on this issue this spring, and our request was denied by the board. We appealed to the Housing Appeals Committee, and then entered into discussions with the town attorney and facilitated somewhat by the Housing Appeals Committee. And the, agreement was made that we would come back and seek a reconsideration of the decision that was made last spring. And that's why we're here.
Okay.
If you need any further comments about the merits of what we're asking for, pretty much we went over it in a lot of detail, particularly in the first hearing last, I think it was last April. If you'd like me to speak further about the issues, I'm happy to do it. I think we've developed a very good relationship with your town attorney on the issues, and I know that Attorney Stanley also has a solid grasp of the issues. So you can direct us on what, if anything, we need to know tonight.
Okay. Do you have anything to add?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just... Let me tell you who I am first. My name is Kim Salant. I'm the Townhouses office. I'm a litigator. I'm working on 32 years as a litigator. I am representing the Board of Appeals and the Housing Appeals Committee. So what's changed is a matter of law since we had in the last meeting, and I've seen the video of the last meeting, was that there's been an appeal filed with the Housing Appeals Committee. When an appeal is filed with the Housing Appeals Committee, you meet with the person they call the presiding officer. This presiding officer is well known to me. I've done some 40B projects in the past. And you sit down with her and you speak with her about what your relative positions are in the litigation. And she gives you a little feedback on how she feels about what your position may be. Now, I don't like to lose, folks. I'm looking at this particular condition, condition number 5 in the comprehensive permit. I was not involved in your comprehensive permit initially. I'm sorry if my back is too. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
I was not involved in your comprehensive permit initially. So I went back and I read it again. Condition number 5 is what we're talking about here. There was something you might recall from the last meeting, a little discussion about what's called the Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act prohibited you from discriminating against anybody for various reasons, one of them being age. In December of 1995, December 28, 1995, as a matter of fact, President Clinton signed into the law what everyone knows colloquially, you can never say that word, as HOPA. It's the Housing for Older Persons Act. Okay? That act, and I remember, because I watched the video, and I'm sorry, I should have bought more copies of this, but I have a couple of copies if anyone's interested. This is the actual act that was signed into law. And HOPA requires that in order to be HOPA eligible and to maintain your HOPA eligibility, 80%, not 75, not 70, not 31, 80% of the units must be subject to the age restriction, or you are not HOPA eligible. It's very simple. In this particular set of circumstances, you have a development consisting of 150 units. 80% of 150 units is 120 units. The units that you have subject to the age restriction under condition number 5 of the comprehensive permit is only 62. That's 41%. That is non-compliant with HOPA. So, condition number 5 doesn't comply with federal regulations, and it's going to be strict by the Housing Appeals Committee or by a court on appeal in the Housing Appeals Committee. Litigation is very expensive. I'll tell you that right now. And I got 32 years of experience to prove that to you. When I look at a case, when I first get a case, part of what I have to do to best represent my clients is to say, what's the other guy's position? How am I going to rip him apart? And you know what? I can't change the numbers. I can't change the numbers. Condition number 5 says 62 units. It doesn't say 120 units. So consequently, condition number 5 is not compliant. And I am not going to win if that wasn't just. I will tell you that quite candidly. This condition will be stricken as a violation of HOPA. So, hence we're revisiting this issue. I had an opportunity to speak with the town administrator because that's part of what I do. I have to present my best case scenario, my worst case scenario. Unfortunately, there's no position to present other than 62 units is only 41%. And I understand at the present moment, only 31% of those units that have been built are subject to restrictions. And we're not compliant right now. So, don't worry about it because there's a good faith. You can get some trouble with feds, but there's a good faith reliance. And there's good faith reliance on what you do. And as long as you do not have an actual constructive knowledge that it violates HOPA, you can utilize good faith defense. I'm here to tell you that in my opinion, this is not going to survive HAC. And for me to get from point A, right here, right now, tonight, in Templeton, to a decision in the HAC, is going to cost a lot of money. And I'm going to lose. And I don't want to lose, and I don't want to cost you money to get there. That's simply my position. I punch in the numbers, do the math, read the act, and find there's no place for me to go. I can't change the numbers. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the simple summation of what I have to tell you tonight. And that's why we're here revisiting this issue. Anything else, John?
I'm all set. Any other questions from the board?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I guess with nothing else to be said, we'll open it to the public for public comment. Come back.
Why did the town grant the building permission for the 55 and older that was advertised and sold to us as such?
We're led by Council Mark Bobowski on that. When we were doing the comprehensive permit, he was our attorney on that, and it was under his guidance that rule was put into place. And the more we've learned about it since, that he made a mistake.
Okay. So then I have another question for this lady. You're supposed to be very knowledgeable. Isn't that true that under elder law, those of us who bought at 55 and older in good faith have recourse through elder law to ask the board to purchase our units at fair market value with the defense of in good faith?
I am not an expert in elder law. I'll tell you what I know and I'll also tell you what I don't know. Because I think you deserve that answer. If I knew the answer, I'd give it to you. But I don't know that answer now. I don't know. I do know that you have a good faith defense. Let's say, for example, the feds came in and somebody complained because it was non-compliant with COPA. You folks bought in good faith. I'm sure that you did. So there's not going to be a problem with you folks. Okay? Now, I don't know. I know that there's an issue about mold, and I know about all those issues. But that's not my issue. My issue right now is, does this condition 5 comply with COPA, or does it?
Well, I mean,
It
you
does.
already know, and you've
I
already
know.
explained it to us,
Yeah.
but where does that leave us?
I can't, I'm not trying to squirm, I'm just telling you. I can't advise you on what you need to do.
I already went online, so I know.
See, you're smarter than me, you did the open law research, see? Talk to me.
Okay, anyone else?
I submitted to you a piece of paper with my opinion about the whole thing, that in the first place, our rights have been violated from the very beginning, from the time that the board decided to sign.
What's your name, please? Excuse me.
I'm sorry?
Your name, please?
Mary Chipman.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
This would never have happened had the board not to decide to sign for a loan that required that the 55 goals be removed. That's my understanding anyway.
Would you like an answer to that?
You know, that may have been the precipitating factor in this set of circumstances, but anybody could have called.
You need to stand up and tell them about your mortgage company.
And anybody could have called and complained that this was not 80%, so it was non-compliant. It could have happened any time. It could have happened at any time. This was the precipitating factor. I understand and I have empathy for you, okay? But anyone could have done it at any time. So that has happened this way. It happens this way. I live in a condominium too, okay? And I have a very, very nice older person who lives below me. Good friend of mine. It's an old row house built in 1840 something. So we have problems, okay? And it's on a corner lot. So our front door here is for 3 units. Her front door is on the other street. She's a completely separate entrance. Yet we have to do our front doors over because they're wet. They look bad. It's going to cost us $10,000. And she says, but it's not my front door, but it's a common area expense. So I understand what you're talking about. I feel for you, I do. Because I get it. But that's part of the nature of living in a condominium. You know, that you gotta, when it's bad when it doesn't affect you directly. I just feel like it doesn't affect me directly, but it kind of does because you sign in to take care of the common areas. You know, and so I understand what you're talking about. Just like I understand my friend who lives downstairs, but she's still on the hook because it's a common area. So I get it. Okay, thank you.
I would just like, Jackie Johnson, and I would just like to respond to that as well, that when I moved to Daymills, was trying to purchase a condo there. It was prior to all of this mold issue and the project and the loan. And I had with perfect credit, I had 3 mortgage companies deny me the mortgage because of this over 55. They had said it was flat out illegal and that they didn't want to open up any kind of lawsuit. So they denied me not on my credit, but on this over 55 clause in the deed. And this was prior to the loan. So it would have eventually, like she said, probably have come up somewhere down the line. So I don't think that the loan had anything to do with it. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any other comments? Okay, the board have any more?
I'm good.
All right. With no other input, do we have a motion to close the public hearing at this time?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing this time.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Public hearing for the Day Mill project is closed. And we have another case tonight.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
will you be making a motion on this particular application to be seconded and voted on tonight?
We probably will, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were sending me home.
She wants to go home.
With the board, if it's going to be a long discussion, we have another case coming behind us.
Yes.
If we think we can do it in a timely manner, without making our second case tonight, we can do it
I don't have a problem with it, John.
ahead of time.
I think we can do it.
I don't think there is really a discussion on it.
No, public hearing is closed.
Okay.
So that we don't have to vote at a public hearing.
No.
You have to reopen it.
Does this meeting, does the public, we don't have to vote at a public hearing.
Yes, you do, sir.
It-
We did it.
Okay. Okay. We will, a motion to open the public hearing back up.
I'll make a motion to reopen the public hearing on the Day Mill project.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that motion passed. So we're back into public hearing for Day Mill. And I don't think we have any other comments from the audience. So we will, what's the board want to do? Are we ready to make a motion to vote?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the application for modifications to condition number 5 of the 2004 comprehensive permit issued to the applicant, Day Mill Management Corporation. As the Board of Day Mill Trustees has submitted evidence that the conditions do not comply with the 1995 Housing for Older Persons Act.
Do we have,
Second it.
Somebody needs to
Oh, yeah, I'll second it.
second by Ron? And all those in favor?
No other discussion?
Motion.
No other discussion from anybody?
No other discussion?
I'd just like to say to the people that bought over 55 and older, I was on the board at the time, and we were led to believe, and the way the lawyer had it set up, it was the 55 and older, and that's why we did it. In the last meeting when you guys came, we went with you on the 55 to keep it the way it was, but this is out of our hands now. I feel it's out of our hands, and it's going to cost the town, it's going to cost you guys a lot of money, and like council said, I think we're going to lose it. So, I mean, I just want to say I feel bad about the whole thing myself because it was set up just for the 55 and older. So, I'd like to apologize on my behalf.
Thank you, Joe. That was well said. All right, so we have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, it's unanimous. Condition, no 55 condition, removed from the Day Mill project. Now we'll close the public hearing for the Day Mill. All those in favor? Aye. Two. Made it up.
Yeah, we all do.
Love those chairs.
Thank you very much, sir.
good night.
Thank you. We know that you know, you did good. Hi, John.
Hi.
I know you did. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sad.
We're still on meetings.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. During the meeting.
No, go ahead.
You're entitled to that.
I'm not saying myself.
Will you help us write your decision? We all set. Want me to give it a whack, or you want to,
Yeah.
you want to give it a whack, and let me take a look at it?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Well,
Take a
as
second.
part of
Look at
section
it.
B, property stuff, yes.
Okay, yeah, everything gotta go through Tyler anyway, so.
And this is the motion that you made.
Yeah.
And seconded.
Yeah.
So who's ever writing? Who's writing?
Yeah, I usually write them.
John
So you got this one right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's a
We
pleasure.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Entirely welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time, Jim.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, still did a good job.
Not least.
Me too.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. A little quieter now.
Get your gavel
We'll call hearing to order, 7 o'clock, to consider the petition made by Anton Lawindy. I'll give it a shot. Patriots Pizza and Roast Beef to build a pizza restaurant at 136 Patriots Road. This lot is pre-existing non-conforming that does not meet the current minimum lot area of 1 acre, 150 feet of road frontage. Would you like to give us a presentation?
My name is Raul from Kansas, Alpha Engineering, and I'm here with Mr. Raul, regarding this proposed project. Currently, the land plot, as you see, does not conform with the current zoning requirements. There is an existing single-family house that in violation of the front setback, side setback, and the east setback. Most of the lots have like driveway parking and paved areas everywhere. We're proposing to demolish the existing house, which is the abandoned house right now. Build 36 by 63 square building. There's a parking lot for proposed pizza shop and another story. Just two floors. We're asking for a variance from the lot area because the existing non-conforming and also for the setback to be 11 instead of 15 required. The existing house is 9.7 in the setback, so it will be better than the existing condition.
And currently it's
9.7 currently, and we're asking to make it 11, and the requirement is 15. Just to be able to get the cars and the parking requirements, and to keep as much trees as we can.
How many parking places are there going to be? How many parking places?
How many you got?
10.
So the dotted line is the 15-foot
Yes.
required setbacks?
So we're using existing curb cuts, we're not putting new ones.
And you stated that you plan on two separate stores in the building?
Yeah, either one or two stores. Like one pizza shop and maybe another store next on the same.
Would it be like half and half for one?
I think it will be maybe 1/3 and 2/3. Maybe
1/3, 2/3?
Oh, okay.
And the restaurant would be the 2/3?
actually owns a couple lots down the road, which it's lugging a trailer and trying to move the permanent relocation.
And are you requesting a special permit, or is this a variance?
The variance on the zoning and another area and
So a variance. It's a variance for both. Yes.
Supposed to be minimum of 50.
Yeah. I didn't know that, Mr. Ray.
We just moved this current business, which has been in business for about 15 years in the town. We just moved it to last over.
What's the total area of the lot?
12,500.
That's a requirement. 12,500?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's the building size.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's existing and proposed.
Okay. And it's 99 feet of frontage, you stated?
Yes.
And what's on both sides of you, either side? The post office is on one side?
Yeah, post office should be over here, and Constantino should be
The whole
over there.
area is known as the same zone, even the lots behind them.
Yeah, village.
There's a single family and then there's the commercial building which he has his store, his getting his trailer for the beach.
Constantino's board is that, correct?
No, there's a house. There's a house in.
Oh, so there's a house in between.
Yes, yes.
So that's the driveway access would be the same as it is currently?
Yeah.
Same curb cut?
That's not very much room.
How many people do you have
Yeah.
in and out of the restaurant a day?
In a day? Yeah.
That's maximum.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that?
Right, right.
Still, it's like, how many customers do you think?
Yeah, what's your expected traffic flow?
It's like, I do like 50-50 deliveries, so it's not like too much traffic. Like we're talking about 3-4 cars, when it's like,
So maximum four
Plus.
cars, maximum 4 cars.
Four customers' cars would be there.
that's when it's busy.
About 5
Yeah.
or 6
Yeah.
So you're gonna have 8 parking spots?
I'm sorry?
You're gonna have 8 parking spots?
10 cars,
10.
including one.
And you're gonna have 2 businesses maybe
Yes.
for 10 parking spots? And what about, and that's gonna include the people at the pizza place that work there? So you must have, what, 3 or 4 people working there?
Not just a couple of people.
Just 2 people.
2 people, so there's 2 out of the 10 gone, and if you have another place and other people, so that would be, say, another 2 out of there, so there's 4 out of the 10 taken.
6.
So you're down to 6 parking spots, all total for both businesses.
The side setback is showing 11 feet under the...
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 15.
Which is,
Right, so that, actually, you need a variance for that as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Most of his businesses, like for delivery, doesn't
That's back.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, any other board members have questions?
I got a couple, but we're concerned about the parking and 11 feet, there's not very much space there.
The existing is actually 9.7, the existing house. Actually, we're thinking about using existing building as an existing structure, but it's rotated sometimes to not go to the parking, so that's why we have to rotate it and to get it going for not moving the parking lot.
What's the requirement that on planning board will do the site plan review?
They have no parking requirements at all. It's just drainage and site layout at all. Grading and landscaping and drainage. Nothing is
And you're meeting the 30-foot setback for the rear?
yes. And
And the 50, yeah, the front's 30 as well.
yes, the current building is about 20.6, we are sort of 30.2.
24 from this side right to the parking, as well as well. That should be all right.
Yeah, that's 50. All right, any other comments? Questions, concerns?
I'm all set.
All right. With no other comments from the board, we'll open it to the public.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Castiglione, and I do own the property next door to the purchase of that. That used to be residential. There was a family living there. When Tony bought the place, I think he kicked them out. So it's vacant right now. So now he wants to turn it into something. And I think that we already have traffic issues in that area, and I think it's not right with the zoning. It's a village, you need a village permit first, and a variance. And also you need septic, because of the grease traps. You need a grease trap septic. I don't know if that lot's big enough for what he wants to do. So they have to go through a process.
You can correct that if you want. There's no septic required, there's no down sewer, down water.
It is town water.
So the grease trap is required in order to be constructed, that's the underground tank that would be used.
Where would that go?
Regarding the zoning, this is, this type of business is accepted as, is not, doesn't require any permit, any special permit.
It does.
In the village, all the buildings around actually are in that village zone.
It requires, because that was residential, it wasn't a
The
commercial.
zoning is not residential, it's village.
It's not. It's residential. And it's a village.
It is village zone.
I believe that district is village district.
It is.
And it includes every property, all the properties around the Grandparents property. The one on the two.
And historical also.
The restaurant is an allowable use in the village district.
And this current restaurant is only two.
Where would the grease pit trash go be put?
This will be an underground tank.
Where would it be?
Where would you put it?
It has to be in the front.
It's not to be in the front, it has to be an H20 tank.
Now, you say you're going to put a restaurant, is it just going to be a pizza shop restaurant, or you're going to open up say an Italian or, something like that restaurant?
Same thing. That's what I need to do is I'm now in a trailer for more than 16 years.
Right.
I have all the people, I do my business for that. But now the trailer is starting to need a lot of attention. Landlord right now have a lot of different stuff to do, you know what I mean? So right now I think the best thing I can do, I'm now in a 0.1 acre, you know what I mean? It's very tight. If I need even to buy the same place to build, it's not going to be able to do that. So that's why I'm thinking if it's going to be like a new place, it's going to cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I've been in a business for a while. I'm doing this to help myself first and to help the town. I think if I'm going to go anywhere else or I'm going to do that or going to do that, but it's good for me to if it was a new building, it's a new opportunity. It's be a nice place. It's going to help me to as a kitchen because I have a very small kitchen. Maybe you come see how it's like. We work in sometimes two guys. side by side, so it's like that, at least I give some breeze to everybody can work, comfortably. That's all.
Okay, do you have more concerns?
Yeah, well, I don't agree because I don't want him destroying property next to my property, because if he's demolishing the neighbor's house, it's right, it's what, 12, I don't know how many feet away from my property it is.
11 feet.
Well, no, the proposed building's 11,
That's the other side.
the existing is 9.
Oh, the other side.
9 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I don't want, because we do have the post office and the pizzeria, I don't want my tenants getting disturbed from it. And also the other concern was, because it's a busy road, we already have problems getting in and out from the intersection. How is that going to, is it going to affect that? So I do have concerns, I really do. So I don't agree on this. If he was on the opposite side or a little bit further down, I do not agree him knocking down the house, building something next door to my property. I don't agree. I agree of him fixing it up, sure, why not? He can fix it up, rent it out, do whatever, but knocking down the building, rebuilding something, the footage, I don't know how many footage you need to be off the road, that's pretty close to the road.
Yeah, front setback's 30 feet. He's meeting that.
He's meeting that.
Yeah.
Okay. So my concern is just the traffic flow and when he's demolishing, if that's going to affect my property. And I thought Templeton was supposed to be historic town. He could definitely make it historic, building the house into a pizza place, making it historic looking pizza place. Yes, why not? But putting in a new structure, I don't know.
Yeah, the Board of Appeals we're hearing tonight, the hearing for tonight is to discuss the frontage. The law requires them to have 150 feet of frontage.
Mm-hmm.
This site has 99.
Mm-hmm.
And the area you're required in that zoning district for 1 acre, and he's at 12,500 square feet in the side setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
The proposed building is at 11 feet, and the requirement is 15. So those are the 3 criteria that we're here to discuss tonight.
Okay.
And the hearing is about tonight.
Okay. Well, I don't know much how the laws work. I just know about the traffic flow, the zoning, things like that. Because in order for me to open my pizza shop, I had to go through a variance, zoning, and all that because of the traffic flow and the setbacks and stuff like that. So I know a little bit about things like that, but with the footage, I don't know how far away he is. But I don't oppose him opening up a pizza shop. That's fine. It's just he can remodel it. He doesn't need to destroy a building to.
And how close is your building to the property line that abuts the
It's
applicant?
pretty close. I don't have paperwork in front of me.
It's about 4 or 5 feet.
4 or 5 feet, the neighbors.
That's
The
why
buildings are very close together.
But on the other side, which is not much farther.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
So you're not touching the
On
house?
the east side.
Did you
You're not touching, I can't, I don't see the I don't see, so you're not touching the house
Which house?
next door to my property?
No, this house will be demolished and be...
Exactly,
Much
and
smaller building, actually.
That house that's being demolished is 4 feet from my property, right?
9 feet.
The house, this is...
The property line is 4 or 5 feet. I think the
And
house
then
is
there's
the
the
whole
driveway.
driveway
Okay.
before the porch.
Your home is to the east of the applicants, correct? Applicants
Yes.
proposed
I'm not sure what,
Towards the center of town.
towards the center, down towards
yeah,
Gardner,
yes,
towards the post office.
yes.
So you're between this and the post office?
Yes,
No, she is the
She is the
post office.
I am.
Oh, you are the
That's
post
the
office?
business she owns.
Oh, okay.
That's the only concern I have, the property, if they, I just don't want it disturbing my tenants and also when they're destroying the property. That's my concern.
So that's their property.
Yeah.
Or
So the parking lot's going to be between the,
It'll give you more room.
If they're going to demolish that building, I would think there should be some requirement of a fence going up
Okay,
while they're doing it, so there could be no hazards
okay.
of a kid walking in the middle of it, or, it won't happen overnight. It's going to be
Right.
a week, 2 weeks, whatever the time frame is. Most construction sites have a good fence put up
Okay.
to deter any.
Building inspector approval permits. and-
Sure, yeah.
Thank you. That's all I have. That's my concern.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So do we have any other comments?
Yeah, I'm John Capels, 7 South Main Street, East Templeton. This building will abut directly my property on the backside. The residential home, yes, it's 30 feet, I got that. But if there's any way we can get some type of, again, I'm all for new buildings, I'm all for businesses in the community. I think that enhances our community, as long as it's done the right way. I think at the end of the day, if we could, my only concern is I have young children, and my yard is a huge playground for these kids to play in. I do have a 4-foot wire fence that goes around my entire property. If there was any type of concession I could make with Patriots Pizza to put up like a stockade fence or something between the properties, or something we can discuss later on at a later date. That way, again, not that I don't mind smelling pizza, because I smell it all day long. But having more there, I think would be great. It just makes me fatter. But again, business is good. I think business is great, as long as it's done the right way. I think competition is also great. I think it inspires people to do the right things and how to do things. But as far as this board is concerned, as far as the frontage and the rear, I just want to make sure that my thoughts are known, because I am the property that directly abuts where this building is going to be, and I do have small children.
There will be green, actually, landscaping in the back on the sites. When we go through the process, will be vegetation all around, the shrubs and trees around, so to screen from the residential property around.
That'd be great. I mean, and you are aware there's a 3,000-year oak tree or something that's right in the back of that property.
Those are dangerous. Those are dangerous, yeah. We'll plant something that will give enough screenage better than that.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other questions from the full board?
Oh, yeah, I do, actually. To Ron, I don't know if you can answer this. That grease trap that goes in the front, is there a certain stipulation towards the road? You know what I'm saying? Does there have to be something through that?
There's a special grease trap they're going to have to use. It's applied by the sewer department of the town of Templeton.
But does it have to be a setback from the street? Or is it?
No, it's going to be in front of the building where the sewer connection goes in. I know you just have to do one too, right?
Yeah, I think it's 100 feet. I think it's going to be in his property. It's always in his property.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be 100 feet.
How many gallons do you require?
I'm not sure.
We'll check with the...
They'll have specifications for you for the size building you're going to have and whatever you're cooking or using for oils or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Board of Health regulation?
In
No,
sewer.
it's
Sewer.
It's supposed to separate the grease from the water, so it doesn't get into the sewer system, create plug-ups in the sewer system.
Builds up so you can get in there and chisel it out.
Well, they have to have a pump.
So that would be covered under the sewer hookup.
Yeah.
When we go through the sewer permits, we have to submit all the plans that shows that we comply with the requirements.
All right then. We have no other discussion? Very good, I guess we'll want to discuss it while it's still open.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I have one question. Now, where this is what is this, village, does that have anything to do with commercial down there?
Village district
Yeah.
allows
Allows
for this
kind of stuff.
restaurant.
In fact, if there was, if they were required for a use variance,
Right.
they're not allowed, we're not allowed to give a use variance.
All right.
There's ways, when you set up the zoning laws,
Yeah.
if it would require a use variance,
Well, I actually come from across the street anyway, so I guess that answers the question there too, right?
Well, it used to be a dog grooming.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, there was a dog grooming. I think the lady that lived there used to do dog grooming.
Yeah.
Gifts and stuff. Years ago, my wife worked for her.
but since zoning came into effect,
Yeah,
2004,
yeah, I remember when
whatever it was,
that.
you know, that village, that became a village district,
Yeah,
and that's kind of a mixed use.
yeah,
You know, housing, you can build
Yeah.
houses
Yeah.
and you can have commercial.
okay,
Kind of a mixed use zoning now.
yeah.
All right, I think it's a pretty small lot
I do.
to be doing.
What are you gonna do?
I think the parking's the biggest thing. Like I said, if they put 2 businesses in, you're talking 4 out of 10 spots gone. That leaves 6 you can't park out on 2 ways. You know, not legally anyways. So, really,
For the
I
traffic.
think parking's the big issue here.
With the traffic, you couldn't
I
park.
don't condone wanting to move or whatever, but I just don't know if that's the right location.
Yeah, you know, I'm all for business and everything in town,
I agree with
but this is a lot of,
Will you go before the planning board of the
public input portion of this is open now, the board's just discussing it. Close the, I don't know what we closed, but.
We open the public hearing.
What's that? We have not closed the public hearing.
No.
Huh? Yeah, this is new territory for me.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, one of my concerns, I don't know if it's still deliberating, but like she has a business next door, and if there's no way to keep people from parking there and walking your place, she wouldn't be happy if
It'll be the same.
your people,
Or vice
if
versa.
your people were going there, or, okay, we see a place open there. I like Reno's, but I can park there and I'll go eat there. I mean, it's, right, it's right next door.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be the opposite's gonna happen because a lot of people they go to the post office,
Exactly.
so they
Well,
can
yeah,
come to that's gonna be like, but actually that's not the because it's like 10.
And when,
Right now I have like 5 car parking lots, just 5. So everybody come and see
Mhm.
how it's like, you know what I mean? And they do with the same plaza is like the inspection. So most of the time I have just 3 or 4 parking lots. And because I'm doing delivering, so it's kind of like, it's make it easy for me. So I can use that, you know what I mean, the 3 parking or 4 parking, I can live with it.
And if anything, I mean, if there's more extra customers and more parking, he will lose business, so it's going to affect him, not anyone else.
no.
There's a place inside to eat also, correct?
What the-
Do you have an eating seating area? Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
small seating area.
Small, just like for 10 people maximum, but it's never. You come all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. It's like almost pick up and.
Like I said, my whole concern is about the parking.
And how many seats?
Right now?
Proposed, how many seats proposed for your restaurant right now?
Right now,
No, in the proposed restaurant.
for the new, it's gonna be the same thing.
What's that?
It's gonna be the same thing. All what I'm looking for, bigger kitchen. It's gonna be the same seat like right now.
Yeah, so how many is that?
Right now it's like about, say 12, 10.
10 to 12.
Yeah. That's why they give me a permission for 1 bathroom.
You cannot exceed the number of seats, the 10 or 12 seats because of the number of passengers per bar.
And I'm thinking that 12,500 square feet, an acre is 43, 520, is it?
43,560.
560, that's close. So that's, what, 12.5 is a third of an acre?
Yes.
My math?
Yeah.
Quick math.
But most of the lots in this area like that, most of the parcels that are around, like even the post office,
It's less than that.
it's less than that.
The post office lot is
And we have only,
is under a third?
They have like almost 10, less than 10 parking. And post office by itself, if you go at the lunchtime, you're going to find a parking lot.
I'm going to object to that. The post office has been there since the 80s, so laws have changed, and we have to follow the laws that are today. Like, for instance, the laws changed since 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I purchased the property. I had to go through so many different requirements to open a pizza place, even though it was it used to be retail, it used to be Cumberland Farms, and then it used to be a computer shop, but I had to get a used permit because I had to go through so many process because they wouldn't allow me to open a pizza place. So laws has changed. I'm not sure, and that was 6 years ago. So I don't know how much, like I said, I don't know the laws right now. I have to look it up. I'm going to look up what's going on in the town, the bylaws, what you need for frontage and stuff like that. If he passes the frontage, it's fine. It's fine. Like you said, competition is great. All for the competition. I think it brings pizza places and restaurants to do well and to be on their toes. That's perfectly fine. My concern is because it's butting my property and how close it is, and the parking, like you guys say, and just there's a lot more factor, the drainage, just a lot more factor when there's another commercial building next to your property, the concerns. And also, again, with the traffic flow on that Route 2, it's very congested as it is right now, coming in and out from my property. And now we're going to have another commercial right next door. How much more congested it's going to get with people coming in and out. And I know he delivers. He says he's delivered, so he's going to probably add a couple delivery guys going in and out too. So it's just the concerning of the traffic flow, that's all. If he was a few houses down, where he's at now, or even further down, it'll be fine. But just, it's so congested in that area. That's my concern.
Okay, just to say something, the place, it's a Patriots Pizza before, it used to be a computer fixing place. And there is almost 1 or 2 people all day, say parking over there, that's it. But now, it's a lot of people. Between my place right now and Post Office Plaza, it's less than like, say 100 or 150 feet, so it's going to be the same traffic. Like right now, it's the same, between the 2 entrances, it's just like one house, very small house in between, so it's going to be the same traffic. There is no, I'm not going to fix the traffic because it's going to be whatever. And the parking lot, right now I have like 5 keys, you can just, anybody can look at it, even in Google, you're going to find like 5 parking lot. And that's all what I have right now. And usually I use 4 of the parking. For the the place over there, I think when I have a new place with like say 10 parking lot, I mean it's like the same like what I'm using now. I don't have any problem with anybody since all these years. I don't have like a parking problem with anybody because I know my business is kind of like 50-50 delivering. For staying in, I'm not like a restaurant. It's just like small pizza place. All of them trying to do, just make it nice. In the same area, I've been there for like 16 years now, or maybe more. That's it.
When you get your product,
I'm sorry?
when you get your product delivered,
Yeah.
how do they deliver it? With what type of
He
vehicle?
he picks up his products from the
You don't have any tractor trailers that get up?
Sometimes a small truck for like
like a size of pickup.
yeah, backup trucks like the calling one, you know what I mean, and it's coming to the
It's like there's no big Coke truck that pulls in.
No,
Not like Compton.
no. We don't have this big, it's like...
Well, where you're at now, you wouldn't have a problem, because you just
Yeah.
pull back out. This here, you
Even
can't
now,
pull it.
Yeah,
after I mean,
Even to have your dumpster empty right now.
all you see me when I bring my stuff every time in my car. And I don't know if you have.
Where was the dumpster will be out back?
The dumpster.
Right now.
So a dumpster truck would have to pull straight in and dump it, but not have enough room to pull around to get out. Okay.
Somebody's gonna turn around and back out.
There's room there to do that?
Because we have 24.
Okay.
And we need additional traffic flow for the same business moving from...
Yeah, not about 50.
It's like 50 feet from here to there, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I understand you guys are moving. That's not a problem. It's just, it's congested, that area that you're moving to. That's not a problem. Like he said, the dump truck, the Coca-Cola, big trucks come into my lot for Pepsi, for Cisco. Like all these big trucks come, drop off our products. How are they going to come in and out? Again, it's going to butt my property. Are they going to come and park my property? I don't want that interference with the property. That's what I'm saying. It's the zoning. And we're here for that. So I think there's a major issue about zoning. And that's what I'm saying. If he was further, like where he's at now, or further down, the opposite side where he is, not closer to me, I think no problem. Because there's a wider area that's all open. We're so congested in that small area, we're going to have problems. That's what I'm saying.
Can I say something? It's...
I think John's ahead of him.
Mr. Chairman, just to give you, the board, a little bit of feedback, the residential property that's here right now, obviously I myself tried to purchase the property because obviously I can extend off my property since they're busting me. But I walked through the property, and just so you're aware, the house potentially could be saved, but you're looking at about $200,000+, and hence why the person that previously bought the property before selling it, he thought it was going to be a quick fix-up job, but obviously when he realized it was going to be so much money, and the back end of the property anyways, the foundation's caved in, so it should be condemned. So the building's going to have to come down regardless of who goes in there. Just keep that in mind as the board's thought process goes forward. So no matter who goes here, if a pizza place goes there and multiple other stores, or some contractor wants to purchase and make a condo there, who the heck knows? Just so you know, that building is most likely going to have to come down regardless. So if we're going to bust my property or bust Chris's property, obviously we're just concerned about how that's going to all take place. No matter who goes in there, it doesn't really matter. But as far as the zoning is concerned, I'm all for business. I applaud their efforts. I think this is a great opportunity for them. And potentially for Templeton to hopefully get, something, I mean, we have a lot of pizza places, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, to have a new business, I think as long as it's done right, I'm all for it.
Well, it's not a new business, it's an existing business, they're just moving down. My concern is the congestion, that's all. If it was a different location, across the street, a different area, I'm for it. Like I said, competition is great. We own Parker House Pizza, there's 10 pizza places around, competition is great. I'm glad they bought the building, you could destroy it. That's not my issue. My issue is the zoning, the traffic, the coming in and out. That's my issue, because it's abutting my property. That's the issue I'm having.
So how's the traffic at Parker House Pizza at 4:30 in the afternoon?
I know, it's
Nothing but
crazy.
parking.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's no parking.
There's
no
sometimes
parking.
parking
And it's not the parking.
congestion are unavoidable.
It's
In the center of town.
right.
there's-
It's just like you have concern. If maybe the layout, maybe they have to reconsider the layout, how they're going to lay out the property, how they're going to lay it out. Right now, my concern is, that's my property, then and out, the garbage, the Pepsi, the S&S lobster, where they order from. Whoever comes in, those are big trucks. They're coming in and out. Will they be going in? Could they fit into their driveway?
They'd have to back in, because you can't back into a main street.
So then we stop traffic for them to back in.
It could happen at anybody's driveway, that could happen. The oil truck's gonna stop, he's gonna back in, but...
I think Anton's next.
Okay, I just need to know, to say it's the same traffic. I'm not gonna add more traffic because I'm already existing in this place, in this area for 16 years. So I'm gonna move just like 50 feet down the road. I'm not gonna do anything against, like, even the parking lot. I have less parking lot than 5 parking lot. The post office, it has less than the requirement for the parking lot. And sometimes if you go to get, for East Templeton, I have to pick up my mail from the post office. I go many times, I go around until I find this a spot to do, you know what I mean, to don't put me or somebody else in danger when I'm parking over there. But for me, when I said it's 5 or 4, I don't have any problem about that right now.
John,
No,
my only problem, my only problem is I think it's too small an area for this business. That's my concern.
And as well as mine. But you also are trying to get a second store?
I can make it one store if I have to. You know what I mean? I can just make it one store, but I use just 4 or 5 parking lot. If it's about the parking lot, if it's about the the trailer, I don't have trailers coming to my place because right now. So how about if I have a small entrance or something like that? For what else? For anything, I think it's going to be perfect for everything because what's right now is for the parking, for the get in and get out. It's kind of like I asked him how we can go over there. My delivery when it's coming like in local places which they don't have the huge truck like big huge trucks going to one area one time like Costas or this. No, I go there for SNS Lobster from Fitchburg, or I go. These guys, they have very small trucks. They come fast. You know what I mean? They can, because right now I have a small place. I don't have like a walk-in cooler to stack the stuff on it or walk-in freezer, which is like I have like small delivery every day. So even when I'm planning to do the same thing when I go there, but with all what my vision, all what my looking for in the future, make it easy for me when I work. I've been like that in 15 years or maybe more, and I'm feeling like, you know, I mean, it's exhausting over there because it's very tight to work in a small kitchen. That's why I need to get something like that. That's all.
Proposed parking actually conforms with the state regulation for parking layouts. So I know there's an issue with the parking for the post office and other pizza shop because when they come from their parking lot, you might even have to go all the way over to the street. Here, you back up and you go facing the street. So this is in conformity with all the regulations with the state code. We're not doing something that we're not asking for any variance for parking. That's 24 behind the car, 18 by 9 parking space. We have handicap parking that conforms with all the ADA. So everything here is conformed with the state code itself.
Basically, you're saying you were concerned that parking are null and void, they meet all the requirements.
Parking meets all the requirements in the state and any town or city. And I mean, we do all work everywhere in Boston, everywhere. We conform with all the requirements. Some towns maybe overrode the state by making the parking lot. They did the larger 10 by 20, but the standard is 18 by 9 and meeting that. 24 behind the car means that. Driveway is 20 feet, minimum is 18, but we're using the existing openings so we can make it easier for access. So we're meeting all the requirements by the state itself.
Sounds good to me.
Now, you're requesting a variance. And the criteria for granting a variance is a lot more stringent than a special permit. You've got to show a hardship. What's affecting this piece of property that generally doesn't affect other properties. I really don't see where there's anything specific to this lot that's odd or unusual that would require allow granting a variance.
Special permit, you kind of, a little more wiggle room on that, but variances, they're not easy to get.
I understand. I mean, the only thing is the lots and all the lots around are all the same. Even all the commercial ones are existing non-conforming with smaller, less frontage and lot is already always on acre homes, except one which is a big one which is empty. But everything all around is all the same, and the zone when you change to become based on acre, that means with all the kinds of business you cannot build any business in this area of the village. So in order to use the village, anyone who wants to use the current use, he has to ask for variance in this area. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to build anything in this area.
Good point.
I have a question with that. The businesses, I know you keep on talking about my business, the pizza
No,
place.
so we're talking about this lot.
No, I know, but you mentioned the pizza place and the post office. That was existing. This is a resident owner it wasn't commercially used, it was residential. So that's why you're here.
It's in a village use that's
Exactly, which is
commercial.
fine.
And that's what we're talking about, the use itself, the village itself use.
Right.
And the allowed use.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
But you're saying, you talked about other properties that they have this much parking. That was existing properties. You're making a new property, a new use for it. So that's why.
With allowed businesses.
Right. So more businesses come in, yes. I'm just...
Okay, so continue the board's discussion.
I'm all done.
How do we do this? We vote.
Do a normal, close it and discuss it.
Render our verdict on for 21 days, like we always do. And I don't know, it's just a special.
Yeah, I don't think we should vary from our normal.
No.
Yeah, so with no other input, the board's heard enough?
I'll make a motion to close the hearing, public hearing.
All right, second?
I'll second.
We will have a vote. All those in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion made, seconded, passed. All right, are we ready to vote? You want to hear more?
No,
Any discussion on the board to make a vote on this? Joe, you
I'm
said?
all set.
Okay. What's the motion on the vote? Do we have a motion on the...
I make a motion, we vote to consider whether or not to grant the variance for the Patriots Pizza new location.
Frontage
136.
136.
Patriots.
for a variance for frontage,
Side.
Frontage
And-
minimum size.
side setback,
And side setback.
as well as area.
Area.
Area, side setback, and frontage. All right. Joe?
No.
Ron?
I'll vote yes.
David?
Yes.
No.
And I will vote no. So, we got 3 no's and 2 yes. Motion fails. All right, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Probably done with the recording.
Close the meeting.
Okay, for
Yeah, I'm making this proposal.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned.